Well, why don't we head over to the UK where TalkTV Talk host Mark Dolan joins us live from London. TalkTV host, I should have said. Mark, thanks for joining me. Tensions between the US and the UK have flared again after Trump suggested British troops played a limited role in Afghanistan. Veterans, NATO leaders, even Prince Harry have reacted with anger. Donald Trump saying that America's allies in Afghanistan avoided working on the front line. Have a listen.
We've never needed them. We have never really asked anything of them. You know, they'll say they sent some troops to Afghanistan or this or that. And they did. They stayed a little back, a little off the front lines.
Now, in a post on Truth Social, the president has backtracked, praising the British troops, saying that his comments had been misinterpreted. He wrote, "The UK military with tremendous heart and soul is second to none. We love you all and always will." Although you see he noted, apart from the USA, of course, they're second to none. But Keir Starmer is now demanding an apology. So, Mark, just how much upset has these comments caused?
Well, considerable upset. And in fact, even those who admire Donald Trump's achievements since achieving office are concerned about what he's had to say. James, we know what the president is like. He shoots from the hip. I think he was freewheeling. He was improvising. He was off message. This is not something that those around him would have wanted him to say. So Starmer's furious. We understand the king is concerned about it because the king is, of course, planning a state visit to the United States this year to celebrate the 250th anniversary of American independence. So it's very awkward diplomatically. And Prince Harry, as you mentioned, has also made remarks, given that he served in Afghanistan as well. So the president misspoke. It was unfortunate. And it's interesting, James, isn't it? It was a classic Donald Trump non-apology. Sorry, not sorry. Although I would say I think it's enough just to steady the ship. I think that the King's trip to America is back on. I think he showed enough humility to take the heat out of the situation. But yeah, a shocking message given the fact that nearly 500 British troops died in Afghanistan.
Yeah, and our Prime Minister as well said he was appalled by the comments. But I think we've got bigger fish to fry than a statement like that from Donald Trump. The Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, who served as a minister in Tony Blair's government, has created quite the stir in Westminster this week. He's announced he's seeking permission to stand in the next parliamentary by-election. Now, why is the return of Andy Burnham to Parliament significant, especially for Keir Starmer's leadership?
Because, James, the big difference between Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, and the Prime Minister Keir Starmer is that Burnham knows how to do politics. He's articulate, he's a great communicator, he listens to people, he's coherent, he knows how to keep the sort of party faithful happy, but also great at his communication with the public. He's been a very successful regional mayor. And as we've seen in the past, being a successful mayor is a great platform to become Prime Minister. We have the small matter of Boris Johnson, who was London mayor before taking the top job. James, Starmer is in trouble. This guy Burnham is talented, he's popular, and now he's got a run at entering the House of Commons. If he's in that chamber, he can then plot a leadership bid. In May, we've got local elections. The governing Labour Party, led by Keir Starmer, are expected to be obliterated, Armageddon, at which point Andy Burnham is waiting in the wings. Hey, I'm in the House of Commons. I'm ready to take over. I think Starmer's gone by Christmas.
Wow, OK, I'll hold you to that. We may come back to it. All right, talk to me about the Beckhams. The family feud's a bit like a car crash, isn't it? You know you shouldn't look, but you just can't help yourself. And the latest is Brooklyn Beckham accusing his mother Victoria of dancing inappropriately at his wedding. What's going on?
Well, I would say Brooklyn Beckham is an incredibly privileged young man. This is a guy that was born a millionaire. Untold privilege and luxury. He's been indulged with his various careers, including photographer, disastrous TV chef, fashion designer, model, which I think is stretching it, not to be unkind. So this guy, he's the ultimate Nebo baby, totally entitled, obviously spoiled rotten, falls in love with an American actress, at which point suddenly he hates his family and hates his country of birth. Direct parallels with Prince Harry. Yeah. You know, it breaks your heart, doesn't it? And I feel sorry for the Beckhams because, look, we know that they're very, very conscious of their PR image. They're quite keen on making a few dollars, right? Their net worth is, you know, it's about 500 million as we speak. They're very, very rich. They're powerful. They're famous. But the number one thing that motivates the Beckhams is their kids, right? It's all about family. And now their eldest has gone off. He's the prodigal son. And I don't see this rift healing anytime soon.
All right, last topic I wanted to pick your brain on. The British government is setting up sort of an FBI in the UK, the National Police Service. It'll deal with organised crime, terrorism, fraud, online child abuse. The biggest shake-up of policing in England, I believe, for the past 60 years. But I was fascinated by the overwhelming cynicism from the general public. In comments in the UK Telegraph, people don't think much of policing in the UK. Is a UK-style FBI going to make a difference?
Well, no, because what you need is resource. You need cops. You need money to go into our police service. You need to deal with the backlog in the courts. You've got rapists and murderers and burglars who are still waiting for their moment in the witness stand. So the whole thing is a hot mess. I would urge any of your viewers thinking of coming to the United Kingdom for a holiday or a business trip to be careful with their mobile phone and with their wallet, because you will get mugged, you will get shoplifted. It's a huge, huge problem. Crime is out of control. Now, the idea of this National Police Service is to focus crimes like, fraud, organised crime, terrorism, online child abuse into one nationwide department. I think that's smart. But in the end, this government are going to put their money where their mouth is, because unless you invest in policing, your citizens will never be safer.
Mark Dolan, a joy to talk with you. Thanks so much for your time.